Talk to the Fix Boy and Ari here with Ari. We have a female from the islands.
Boo!
That never worked.
That accent is an accident, fam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Adjacent? No. We have Amanda Reifer in the bed.
Hey.
Very pretty, very nice and clean, Amanda Reifer. Yo, that's something I noticed. I pick up from like, she smells so clean.
Really? Oh, thank you. I hope I smell clean. I hope so. I took a shower today,
when
so.
I went in for the hug, I'm like, okay. You
just want to linger a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like how much perfume you put on? Like 5?
Listen, you really spray here, spray there, spray. You know, just a little spray.
Walk through.
No, thank you for having me, guys. I'm really glad to be here. Like, this is amazing. You guys are iconic in Jamaican culture, and so I'm glad to be a part of this.
People will disagree with you, but that's
really? Well, my Uber driver here would beg to differ. She's a big fan, so
thanks, Amanda, Uber driver.
Tell the story.
Yes, no, I was on my way here, and she was asking me. We were having a good talk. She's real nice. It was her first time Ubering in Jamaica. My first time Ubering in Jamaica, and she was like, "Oh, where you going?" I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, talk with the Fix." She goes, "Oh, the Fixers!" Me and my boyfriend watch it every night. Oh my gosh! So so I was like, okay, all right, I gotta let you know this. Y'all are doing a thing for sure.
Big girl, what's her name?
Yeah, Jodine.
Hi, Jodine.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
No, it's good to have you here, though.
Yeah,
thank you.
I was just there vibe out to some of your recent tune. I mean, I'm like, you're bad.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
No, but it seemed like you do like reggae inspired songs mixed in with pop. That's how you would describe your style?
Well, yeah, I mean, my sound is very genre bending and diverse for sure. Mm-hmm. I've been working on my album for the past 3 years, and we're calling it the Reifer Files. Mm-hmm. And it definitely pulls from all of the influences. Of course, the Caribbean roots that I grew up on, and growing up in Barbados, is the same reggae, dance hall, lovers rock, soca, but also a lot of R&B and hip hop and rap and pop are things that I grew up with, and soul music. And also having traveled now and toured and all of these things all influence my music. And so my album, The Reifer Files, is an exploration of all those sides of me. But specifically what I'm working on before that album, leading up to it, is a project called The Island Files. And I'm dedicating that to all of the Caribbean sounds that I grew up on.
Right.
The album is a little more diverse.
Yeah.
But this particular project before the album, called Island Files, is Caribbean represent for the Caribbean people, for the diaspora, for people who are interested in our culture. It's reggae influence, it's dancehall influence, it's soca influence, it's lovers rock, and it's just really for my roots and my people.
Is that something that you're looking to do going forward? The bigger that you get to continue to cater to Caribbean peoples.
Yeah, I mean, this Caribbean is home. Barbados is home, and it made me and shaped me, and I will always honor that. So even in my album, which has a wider exploration of genres, I still, I sing how I sing because I got an accent. My language, when I write all my songs, and so write and co-write. And so lyrically, I tend to pull in a lot of how we speak, even if it is in a R&B soul song or a hip hop record, like a pop record. I always find ways to include home. And if the sonics aren't there, for sure in the visuals, I make sure that, like, for all of my stuff, I co-direct. I go home and I work with local directors and photographers, and we create this vision of sharing our home life with the world in this music. So there are lots of visuals that accompany.
Because I see it's mostly water and aquatic.
Yeah, I did one. Listen, I risked my life for some of these visuals,
No,
and I tell you, they're not even all yet. That one.
Yeah, the underwater one. Like,
so you're looking at Bitch Like Me, which is the intro to my album, The Reifer Files, separate from the Island Files, but the intro to my album. And I learned to free dive on the day of that shoot. We were 17 feet underwater with just 17 feet. I had to go down with weights, drop the weights, swim to the top. And the whole concept behind it was like ascension and letting go of the things that you don't need, so you could just arrive who you are authentically and tell the world like, you ain't never met a bitch like me. I never met a bitch like you. Like, this is who we are. And that was the concept behind that video. So everything you see, all my visuals, I shoot at home because I really want to rep Barbados and the Caribbean throughout my work.
Boy. Now, what's all that movement around there?
Camera. I mean, I'm sure he didn't tell the cameraman, focus on the butt.
We were out there for 4.5 hours, and I was like, make sure you just... No,
that's a lot of movement going on there. How long you down there water for?
We were out in the water for 4.5 hours. We didn't have no boat because it's not no big budget thing. This is me and my friends like out there for real. So we had like little floaties and we were out there for 4 hours treading water. The guy who operates the camera is a certified like scuba videographer. And he just was there with his scuba, and I would go down and we do it over and over and over again until we got the shot. So
how long, what the longest you held the breath for?
17 feet to
17 feet to the top. I would say 30 something seconds, 40, maybe 40 seconds, because I have to do it slowly, you know?
It's for the art.
No way.
Anything for the art. That's you are right.
And turned out great.
And it really did capture what I was trying to say in the song. So I'm very glad about that.
So before my mishap before, because I was trying to get to the song "Someone Loves You."
Someone Loves You, honey.
JC Lodge, and I say
yes.
Dry Cry. So you clearly are inspired by this album is really a celebration of.
So this collection of songs, the Island Files, and again, they're separate and apart from the album. They're two different things. But this particular collection, there's a cover on there called "Someone Loves You, Honey."
Yeah.
That's that. Someone described it here in Jamaica. Described that song as the song that you see that man with the white rum, and the song is playing, and they swing, and it's just lost in the song.
It is.
That is what that record is. And then there's Giveaway on the Island Files. That record is Carnival, Crop Over, Costume, dipping out. Like, that is you with your girls, you having a good time, like the men looking sexy on the road. That's that record. No Man is a empowering, I ain't crying no tear for no man. Like, that's basic. That is the lyric.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna make her cry before.
You said what?
I'm gonna make her cry before.
You gonna make me cry?
No, I'm gonna make her cry already.
I might make me cry.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
I write a passage.
You know what? Let's be honest. Yes.
Yeah.
And I can say that, you know, women, I feel like sometimes we don't want to acknowledge all of the facets. We could be bad and strong, independent and stuff. But yeah, I've been heartbroken for sure. I'm vulnerable and soft, and then I got it together, and we got No Man out now, you know. So for sure. And then anyway, the Sweat on top of that record is so much fun too. It's sexy and playful and Dry Cry. So I'm very excited for the sake of just honoring home and the Caribbean before the album comes too, which has influence as well. I'm very excited for people to have the Island Files.
So I was asking, like, why, like, split it up in that way? Why have the Island and the Amanda Reifer Files different? Like, why?
Because the Caribbean deserves its own acknowledgement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really just wanted it to be acknowledgement specifically of the Caribbean, of home. And then the album obviously diversifies a little more, but this is kind of just a honoring and a ramp up before I drop the Reifer Files.
I'm guessing the Reifer Files it's more made with a mindset to cross over. I have more songs like Bitch Like Me.
You know what's interesting about that is when I'm working on music and creating, I'm not really thinking about the strategy. I'm thinking about what feels right and what feels true. And so for me, I have pulled from so many different experiences. I am not creating to be in a box or a plan. I'm creating to be as truthful in my expression as possible. And that comes out in varying ways. And to me, that is a truer and more authentic way of expressing myself, because in day-to-day life as a person, like we just talked about, I may not always be, you ain't never met a bitch like me. I might be sad as hell, like can't leave, you know, I might be heartbroken, or I might just be going through some stuff, and then I could be back on it, you know, and so for me, it's just about being very real and truthful in my expression, and hoping that lends a voice to others who feel all these things as well. And I love the color and diversity and the ability to do that as an artist. Island Files, I really, really wanted it to represent the islands. So that's specifically that.
So you're not trying to follow Rihanna?
You said what?
So you're not trying to follow Rihanna?
Oh, Rihanna is our hero, our national hero. Like, you know what she means. You know what she means for my country and for little girls and women from my country and people from my country. Like, she's such an inspiration. We were talking about it earlier, and I'm really proud of my country and even like Mia Motley too. Like, really, really strong women that I can look up to and admire and just be inspired by. And they all follow their own path and they all stand strong in who they are. And so that's what I'm going to do.
But the comparisons are going to be inescapable. Even with how you look, you kind of look like her.
Oh, that's a huge compliment.
I'm looking at her and I'm like, don't get lost. Don't get lost.
I swear. And even the type of music that you do.
There's a freedom with you being a Barbadian. There's not like a distinct sound, like versus Jamaica where it's dancehall and reggae, but Barbados probably soca, but for you there's freedom in your creative expression, right?
There's I try to live by freedom, and I think that there's freedom for everyone, and I think that as long as it's honestly and authentically coming from you, there's no limit to what you can create. I think it's important to honor the things that you grew up on and are part of you. They're never going to leave. So for me, Caribbean music is always going to be a flavor in what I create, if not a primary one, you know? But music is freedom for me. So I'm always creating from a place of wherever I feel I want to go, I will go.
Yeah, so I mean, and as Darren said, like it's an inescapable comparison for Rihanna. Okay. I mean, you've entered into the American market space.
She's queen, so that's a huge honor, and I just know that I have a long way to go. Her path is incredible, and I'm focusing on mine, and I have a long way to go, and I would be so grateful to even just this much of what she has achieved, you know?
Yeah.
All our girls in my Barbados look like you?
What's that?
Like all our girls in my Barbados.
You want to talk about how I smell, but how I look. Like I just mean narrow.
I haven't been there before.
Narrow, smell the look. What is narrow?
Like, oh, you look is like, maybe we need to go to Barbados. Maybe that's the queen.
But even though with the music, because were you ever like in your path of music journey, like trying to figure out like, well, what is it that I want to bring? Because as I said earlier, like there's no distinct genre from Barbados, or is there one?
Well, I've been, in terms of like my identity in music, if that's the question, like, I've been doing this for a long time. So out of secondary school, I was the lead singer of a band called Cover Drive.
Yeah.
And we moved from Barbados. We went straight to the UK. We had 3 top 10s and #1 over in the UK. We were young. We were making feel good Caribbean pop music. It was light. It was fun. It was refreshing. It was very cute and sweet. And it meant a lot for people and had a lot of success during that time. But I was a girl straight out of secondary school, you know? I didn't really know myself fully as a woman yet. I hadn't had those experiences, and I was definitely defining myself in the context of a group, Like I was a lead singer of a band of 3 other people. And so my voice was...
All girl group or?
No, I was the only girl, and 3 guys were all from Barbados. And so, and I, like that experience was such a great way to be introduced into music and have, not do it alone. But I think that when as you grow as a woman too, you're experiencing life and you have different perspectives and your tastes diversify and all these different things. And so the last 4 or 5 years, I've spent really just expressing my voice outside of the context of that group, and speaking as a woman and as a young woman in music, as a woman experiencing life and relationships and heartbreak and love and all of that. I think that has this journey, being a solo artist, an independent artist at first too, and moving to LA, starting over from scratch, not knowing anybody, not having no money. You just go there and you're like, all right, I know how to write, so I'm gonna write songs for people. That leads to you working with producers that want to work on your things. Like, it's really just a process and a whole thing. And all of that has allowed me the experiences and the life to put into my music now.
So let's go back a little bit with Cover Drive. I mean, by the name of it, was it a cover band?
No, you know what's funny? Kind of actually, you know, we named it Cover Drive, honestly, after cricket, a great shot, right? And so we just used to go after school, get together. We used to play music. I used to write songs. And then at that time, YouTube and covers on YouTube was very big. So we would put up covers on YouTube. And we got discovered in the UK by a label over there. And we moved to London and we wrote our first album and put it out a year later. And that was that.
So what was the success like? Because I know you said, well, let me list off some of the the things that you've been able to do. Is like, River was a front woman for the 4-piece Barbadian band Cover Drive in London. In total, the band racked up 3 top 10 records and 5 top 40 charts on the official UK chart. So, I mean, you know, Twilight single peaked at #1 on the UK iTunes charts and Sparks. So you've had success, but what's it like, or the difference between being in a group now and then trying to do it on
it's
your
a
own
huge difference. Like I said, coming out of school, that was a great experience in the sense that you're experiencing with people, so you kind of have people to lean on. But you know, after a while, and for me, you know, those things are always sometimes over time can become hard on you and hard on the group and hard on the people in the group, because there's certain expectations, or you know, there's a certain way that the band had been that now we've grown out of and we've grown up. And I felt, especially as a woman too, and I know I wasn't the only one who felt this way too, is that we have more to say. We're different people. We're grown, and I needed to step out for myself too to be able to experience that. But I've always been grateful for the success that we had.
So you felt like you were the Beyonce of the group?
No. I love Beyonce. But I think that we had we grew up together, and then we needed to.
So you guys are on good terms? Is it a bad breakup?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was difficult. I think it was difficult. I think anything that you've been in for a long time, even if it becomes unhealthy, even if it was healthy or whatever, it's hard. Like any breakup, it's hard to separate from something you've known when it's all you've known, even if it in the long run or is turning out not to be the best thing for you.
Yeah.
And those are difficult choices to make. And for me, the band was all I had known. And when we decided to go our own ways, it was definitely a tough choice.
Was it mutual? That's what
everyone I think needed to do their own thing. Like everyone's some are producing, one of them is a director as well. Like another one's an artist. Like we're
He's
all
a director of film.
He does music.
Okay.
Music director. I work with him quite a bit too. But it was definitely, you can't do the same thing at 18 when you're 28. You know what I mean? You gotta evolve.
You wanted to pursue your own songs or genre of music that the band really, and even the management wasn't allowing the band to pursue?
It was all the above. It was just growth. It was just growth. And I think we all have made the right decisions in that.
So what is Amanda saying on her own now, outside of Cover Drive? Like what's her mission now? What's the difference between Amanda in Cover Drive and Amanda solo?
Amanda in Cover Drive was Amanda, a young girl experiencing a lot for the first time. Amanda Reifer now is a young woman with a clear voice and a clear understanding of myself, and understanding that I have the permission and ability to continue to change and evolve. And I am a freer person in the sense that I accept who I am and I'm confident in who I am, and I am clear in expressing that through my music, and fearless in my decisions to explore unpredictable places in music, you know? So this is Amanda Reifer, the woman, you know? Cover Drive was Amanda Reifer, the girl transitioning into being a woman, but this is my voice as a young woman now.
Do you feel pressure, like, to be the next big star from Barbados? Like, you feel that pressure?
No, I don't feel pressure. I think any pressure I put on myself is probably just put on myself because I have standards of the level of work I want to put out. And so I'm very meticulous in my lyrics and my visuals that you see and my music. Pressure, I think pressure for me is an internal thing that I want to do, and in this lifetime live out all of the things that I have on my heart, you know? So I put pressure on myself that way, but nobody else pressuring me. We good. Yeah.
You mentioned, you writing for others, other artists. You can just list off some of the artists. There are some artists I would know like that you've written
Yeah, the most.
No, there's Kendrick.
There's most notable.
Not right for Kendrick.
Well,
right.
I didn't write for it. Let's
No,
make
you're right,
that
Kendrick.
clear.
Kendrick right
Let's make that very clear. He is Kendrick. So
Wait, that's so funny.
let's not word that way.
We'll find Kendrick ghostwriter.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
But I'm very grateful and appreciative for that opportunity to be a part of that project. And having written with him and having worked with the producers who are part of that, Soundwave, Dahi, J Pounds, these incredible musicians who I have just admired, and I'm just so honored to have worked with. That's made me a better writer. When I go into rooms with people who I respect and admire, I go in as a student and I try and learn as much as I can and absorb as much as I can. And so that experience that I had working with them definitely elevated my own writing. So I'm very, very grateful for it. Yeah.
Yeah, who are the people you wrote for?
What's that?
Who has you wrote for?
So I mean, do you want to list? I don't really like to go off and list all the artists I work for. I think that's a conversation where you go look for the discography.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I really respect artists and their ownership of songs when you write for or with. I think that's really
Has there
important.
ever been a song that you I don't want to say gave, but what's the term? Like
wrote for somebody?
You wrote a song and you say, maybe I could do well on this song, but you had to give it away, I guess. So is there is there a song like that but you had and you're like, damn, but the person who have it did a good job?
To be really honest, because I'm an artist first, when I write for myself, when I know a song is from my own gut and soul and spirit, like my experience, that's my song. If I'm writing for another artist or writing with an artist, I am writing with them in mind.
Okay.
So
is it a session? It's like a session?
I'm able to separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a session where you're writing for me, so you meet me and you're like, hey, what?
I prefer. Yeah. When I choose to do it. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta ask, how is it that you're able to write for them? If it's that you don't really know them, if it's that you try write from their perspective.
Yeah, I think as a writer, and I don't know other writers who are watching this, I guess everyone has a different perspective. For me, I always pull from my experiences, really. But if I'm writing with another artist or for another artist, I really try to understand their life and who they are, what they're going through at the moment, because I feel like the most impactful songs are the ones that are true, so I definitely think it's important to have some contact and some time spent.
Yeah.
And he says that you are a Grammy Award nominated singer and writer. So what was that? How many have you been nominated for?
I still, every time I hear that still doesn't even register fully to me.
How recent was this nomination?
Oh my gosh, that was on the heels of the Die Hard record, which I was featured on with Kendrick Lamar and Blast. And that was my first nomination. And what's funny is we got to the Grammys. I couldn't believe I was there. I mean, obviously growing up, we see the Grammys on TV. It's like, this is a big deal. And I was there. And it was such a overwhelming whirlwind of experience for me that I remember I turned to my manager and I was like, when do we get on the red carpet? And she was like, she's like, look down, right? And I looked down, red, right? Basically standing on red. And I was like, oh, right. Because you just so you just can't, but that taught me in hindsight, when I think about that story, which is funny and we laugh at, it really is life. It's you have these goals and you have these dreams and you're so focused on getting to them that sometimes you don't even look down to see where you're at in this in them. And for me, that was a real metaphor for that in life, where I had to take a second and look down at where I was at, you know. And I think that in life we forget to do that. We forget.
True.
You know?
Like going.
Yes.
So were you able to soak in the moment when you realized where you were at?
Girl, I could barely remember that day. No, I definitely tried. I remember obviously that feeling and that story and stuff, but it was an overwhelming experience, but one that I greatly appreciate and hope to have again. So
yes, nice. Well, you met Kendrick, right? Have you?
Yeah, well, we worked on the song together. Yeah, so
like actually in studio together.
Yeah, so basically we were introduced at a studio when I was working on my project, and I played him some of my records. Of course, I'm shook because this is Kendrick Lamar, but Caribbean people, we know we cool.
Yeah, we're not friends, brother.
So I played him. At that time, I had just started working on my album, The Reifer Files, and I played him some of the records, and he really liked my pen and thought that my work was really strong. And so he said he had a idea for a record that he thinks I would be good on, and I was like, of course, like whatever. But you never know if these things actually play out. And then a few weeks later, I got a call to meet everyone in the studio to work on that record, Die Hard. And that's how I met Soundwave and Dahi and all of those incredible people. And we worked on that record, and that led to us working on, my project as well. So yeah.
So he was a part of it, like was he?
So like Soundwave and Dahi and everybody, we started working on my album. So
Kendrick Lamar, did he help produce the other records?
That song Die Hard led to obviously me working with Soundwave and Dahi and all of that crew, and they're a big part of my album, The Reifer Files. A lot of that music has come out of working with them, and the Island Files are records that I worked on, some of them with Super Dupes and Andre Harris.
Yeah,
and
Super Dupes.
Yeah, like some people I really respect and have built great relationships with. And I wanted to make sure that the Caribbean and Island records got their moment too. And then the album will have it as well.
You listen to dancehall?
What'd you say?
Like you listen to dancehall?
Yes, yes.
Like current, new...
I'm scared now. I feel like you gonna quiz me, and
no.
Exactly. As he look in the eye, it's how he glanced over. Like, all right. Yes, I do, but now I'm scared to say that because your face.
It's not that trap.
Your face.
It's a trap.
Just naturally look conniving. That's it.
No, for real. But I mean, in Barbados too, like even though I know you were saying like what it's not as specific.
Yeah.
We grew up on dancehall too. We that's what we listen to in addition to everything else, and soca and spooge and calypso and all of that is
spooge. What?
Oh, spooge is like it's very niche. It's from Barbados. It's like calypso, but the rhythm is a little different. Like it's like a off like triple time
rhythm. It sound like ska.
And it's not ska.
I know it's not ska, but it want to sound like what ska is to us. Where it kind of just niche-ish, it's in a really
in terms of definition of it, yeah. So anyway, music in Barbados, we grew up on a whole, all of it basically, so yeah.
Nice.
So you're looking to collaborate with any dancehall artists?
Oh yeah, I would love to. I can name a few that I would love to collaborate with. I don't know if we're doing that. I don't know if we're doing that on here. Of course, Sean Paul, I just met Bouncy Killer in what's it called? Stone Love.
Yeah.
Your shoulder all right?
What's that?
Like your shoulder kind of like when him talking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was mad cool. Yeah. I would love to work with Damian Marley. That's not dance hall, but would love to. Christopher Martin actually performed that night. I literally just went last night to Stone Love, and he grabbed a mic, and I was like, this is fire. So that's another one that I would be interested in. But there's so many, honestly. Jamaica is, I don't like, you just pour out culture and great artistry, and the whole of the Caribbean has acknowledged that, and we know that because we listen to it all over and the world. And so for sure, Jamaican music, Jamaican culture, and dance hall in particular, and reggae music, like that is an influence for us all over the Caribbean. So.
It's a weird question to ask, but when you go overseas, how many people confuse you? Like you say, I'm from Barbados, and they're like, or if you say I'm from the Caribbean, or they hear your accent is like, which part of Jamaica are you from? Is that have you ever been mistaken for a Jamaican?
You know that rarely happens nowadays.
Oh, okay.
But like 10 years ago, that was definitely every now and again you would just get a random person. Oh, where is that in Jamaica? I'm like, damn, right? It's just like
sorry,
but not so much now. I mean, Rihanna has really put Barbados on the map in a big way. I feel like Mia Motley too has put Barbados is on the map now, and so we're our own. Thank you very much. Enough love and respect to Jamaica, but
we still claim Rihanna.
everyone.
Yeah, I was. She's Jamaican. Sorry.
No.
So when you're looking to put the album out?
Yeah.
So the Island Files are coming out and they're leading up to the album. So the album date I cannot give you as yet. Can't give you.
Well, still
You're not
Can't give
I know the kinks.
Can't give you this, but Island Files, you are the you have them right now, but they haven't dropped, but they're dropping very, very soon. But we just kind of wanted to get them out in the Caribbean first, because really that's where they're from, know. And so very, very soon they'll be available.
Okay.
Yes.
But it sounds like you're not sure.
Well, can I be very honest with you? I am one of those artists that can't do dates. Like I don't even like, when they don't make sense to me. So I can't give you the date.
Okay, no worries.
But it's soon. I know it's soon.
It's soon.
Yeah.
And I realize this 2 times in your bio you focus on you being a Pisces. Like what that mean? What is supposed to mean about being a Pisces?
I do love my sun sign. I love being a Pisces, and I think that a lot. I look at life I like to take a step back out of myself sometimes and see the lessons I'm learning and the things I'm going through and the patterns in my life. And I love being a Pisces because I love the intuition that I feel it gives me, and the ability to look and feel life and feel others' experiences as well. It feeds my creativity. I think that empathy is really important, because not only do you understand your own feelings, but you can understand those around you. And so when I write music, I sometimes write it from my perspective, but I'll also take a minute and maybe step in the shoes of the person who experienced it with me. And I might write from their perspective and sing it from the perspective of the person who I know I was involved with or in a scenario. And I think that a lot of that quality comes from the ability to be introspective, which is a very Pisces trait.
Rihanna is a major Pisces.
We're very creative, and I rap being a Pisces all the time. Water signs, like I love my sign. No offense to any, all signs are great, but I love being a Pisces.
We're gonna find a clone facility over there in Barbados.
What are you guys?
There's a clone facility over there. We're gonna find it out. We're gonna find out.
Why she and Rihanna are Pisces?
Yeah, like.
When you're born?
March 17th.
Okay.
March 17th.
I'm an Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius, so my best friend is an Aquarius.
So you get along, right?
Yes. We've been friends. I mean, since I was 11 years old. We met the first day of secondary school. Y'all call it high school. We met, and we have been best friends ever since. Like, that's my girl.
Nice.
Like, my whole life. Yeah.
Nice. And he's a Libra.
Oh.
No, it's the part that him smells.
I'm looking,
But that's why.
Let me hear the positive thing what she gonna say about Libra. She's like, oh. Wow.
No, I just said that to sweat you, because the way you look over, like, I had to give you something back.
That's cool, man. That's cool. That's all right.
Just
look so pleased.
Just playing
so
with you.
Funny.
Just playing with
you. Should have captured that, like,
that's cool.
Like zoom in on that.
That's cool. Did the album be released on Atlantic Records?
What's that?
The album, is it going to be released on Atlantic?
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You signed to them?
What's that?
You signed to them?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, you can't understand.
Yeah, no. Sometimes he's talk real fast, and I heard.
You guys talk so fast.
I heard that Jamaicans don't understand Bajans, which is wild to me, because I feel like you guys have the most complex patois. Like, No?
No, when you're not getting on the full floor, it's really it can be hard to understand.
even Trinidad. 'Cause
Yeah,
we went
on
to
Trinidad
it's like, no.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Why are you singing right
Yeah.
now?
No, actually, you're right because we can get pretty fast.
Yes.
I feel like your pace is pretty steady. Like the Jamaican pace is it's like the music. You know, it's like it got the pocket is always there. A little
Maybe
laid
we
back.
groovy, but you guys sing songy. Maybe that's the difference.
Maybe.
Because every time I listen to it, 'cause even right now, it's like a little like a flow to it.
We'll just sit here and admire each other's accents because I love the Jamaican accent. I love it, and I'm loving my time here too. I love my time here.
So we were thinking that I got a a Jamaican man, you know. I don't know.
Oh, you have a Jamaican man?
Oh, if I have a Jamaican man,
Yeah.
I now get here. I can have a Jamaican man in 2 days.
Why not?
Look at it.
You know you could. You know you
Very
could.
first time coming to the
This is
Jamaica?
my first. So I came here when I was real small. So this is my first time.
You know, so you can get a Jamaican man in 2 days if you want.
Don't.
I didn't come here looking for a Jamaican man. Okay.
Don't do it. Save yourself.
Wait,
Right,
I feel like he's slowly getting to like a petition, like a you know, like wait, you know, if you need one, you know,
that's an application.
application.
No, what you hear about we? What you hear about we?
What's that?
What?
See, there he goes.
What have you heard about us?
What? Only good things, of course.
Oh.
Lies.
Nice.
You know,
Lies.
you know.
So you're not opposed.
How about you tell me about a Jamaican man? Just tell me.
No, I'm rather sure. I can't tell you about
Okay.
Straight like that.
Right. Okay.
Oh my
We'll get
God.
this after. We'll get this after. Yeah. No, give thanks for passing through though. Yo, you just have an aura about you. You see me, a radiance about you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. This has been fun, and you know, like I enjoyed the company. I feel like this is very easy. Caribbean people, we love to talk and hang out.
True.
All we need is a little rum, but you know,
True.
that's okay. Next time.
True.
Next time.
And some KFC, which is by far better than yours.
Wait, have you had KFC yet? Why would ask every?
Oh, no,
You're
rock.
asking me about KFC.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm sure there's KFC in Barbados, right?
Yeah, there's KFC.
But you don't. You haven't had ours yet.
I have not had yours.
Okay.
Yours is something to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think try you. What? Apparently the flavors are different. Like,
Okay.
Not everybody have barbecue.
So next time we talk, I will be able to tell you the comparison.
Yeah.
If it's
But Barbados KFC have barbecue.
yeah.
Oh, so you have everything spicy,
Yeah.
original, and
But I
barbecue.
will say it tastes different in Barbados than it tastes in like the States.
Definitely.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
tastes
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
So everybody said that ours is better.
Okay.
And I guess because with them, most people don't have Barbados barbecue.
Okay.
So that was also
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
Hi.
Give thanks for passing through, Amanda. I look forward to the album when it drop.
Thank you.
I look forward to more work from you,
Thank you so much.
You have
And
it.
hopefully see y'all again soon.
Yeah.
Let's make this more frequent.
which is
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. When
you're
Don't
like
get
a
too big power.
Like
Yeah.
a major star.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we have to go through like 5 different channels to reach you. Yeah. That's how I go.
You sound like you're talking from experience. You got-
Yes. yeah.
Very detailed over there.
Yep. Where can the people follow you on the social media?
Yes, you can follow me at Amanda Reifer, AmandaReifer. That's my handle on everything. So please
There you
do.
go.
Is Reifer your correct name?
Yeah, Reifer is my family name. Yeah.
No, that is so. Again, it just speaks to the aquatics.
Yeah.
So like
From Barbados too. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's my
Reifer.
family. I said like I can keep my name and rep my family. And yeah.
That was nice.
That's
It
nice.
was, like the episode Usain Bolt was destined to be. You're destined to be from the Caribbean.
Yeah. Yes.
Before I go, tell them why there'll never be another bitch like you. Tell them.
I mean, there will never be a bitch like me, but there will never be a bitch like you. And I'm just saying, you gotta stand in that. You gotta be confident. When you play that song, you get ready. Just know you stepping out as a unique and incredible and confident individual. And that's what that intro is for. And look out for these island files that are coming before the album. I cannot wait for you guys to have them.
Nice.
See the people, Amanda Reifer, and fix a we that.